Hello, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. Hit like, hit subscribe, notifications, the whole lot. This video, I'm going to go through a trick that I personally think I most enjoy doing. It's one of my favorite things to do when I produce in general. Something I've been doing for a while. This is something I went through in my Homer Sound Masterclass, I think 2022 now. I'm going to bring it out to light. I know a few people that do it. I don't know how common it is. It's not like I didn't invent it, but I definitely use it a lot. Basically, MIDI clip, simpler. And what I like to do is I'll sequence it with Rosa. You can use anything to sequence it. You know I like Rosa though. But this time around, I throw full tracks in there of any genre. And this can still be used with any sound. I do also throw like field recordings in there, or anything that's longer than a couple second loop, because in this example I use it in slice mode, so the MIDI notes can trigger different sections of the sample. So if it's too short, it's not going to work. So anything longer than a few seconds, you can use this trick for. But in terms of the source material, you can use anything. In this example, I'm going to use full tracks. And the reason why I like using full tracks is because you can use other genres, but because we're slicing with a sequencer, we're getting a lot of really short parts of audio, and you'll hear it in a second. But then from that, you can process it, transpose up, transpose down, and get it away from the original sound source pretty quick, so it's not too evident in your track. So KICKDRUM's loaded up. MIDI clip simpler. You can see here it's already it's raw, it's empty. So first thing I'll do is Max for Live Rosa, and I'll leave it on slice mode, and I'll hit random, and to start off the example we'll just go down the 6 steps. Now I trigger drum kits and stuff with Rosa to get that randomness. It's going to be the same with this. We're just changing the source material. So I'm going to use an example first. Queens of the Stone Age, Misfit Love, favorite track of mine. So off the bat, let's isolate it. For those of you that aren't familiar with this track, it is a rock track, Queens of the Stone Age. I'll just show you it in context for some, so you know what we're dealing with. Get the point. But the good thing about this is the source material doesn't have to be too hard thought about. Obviously, I'm using these songs because I like certain elements that are in there, but because it's so short and frantic, it's not a deal breaker, if that makes sense. So, and the beauty of using different genres is you're going to get different possibilities, or you might like and use sounds that you normally probably wouldn't have used because it's not so much typical dance music. So first thing I'll do is hit random, and then this cursor, the start of this cursor is going to trigger these notes from Rosa. And if I zoom in to show you what's going on in the sample, you can see it's slicing it. So we're getting all these notes here. So you can really hone in to a certain section. Excuse me. Now, without even going into, we have a filter that comes with it. You can change it to like the MS-20 filter to get overdrive within the unit. You got fade in and fade out, which is like your audio fades from the start and end selection of the sample. You can pitch up and down with transpose, and then all these different settings here within the slice by and within the warp, change it as well. So I won't get into those, but they are also further parameters that you can manipulate as well. because you can choose to slice the track by beat, by region, manually, or by transient. I'm just doing transient, but sometimes I do have a play with them. So it's a rock song. Why am I using it? Well, I like the sounds that are in there, and because it is on random, and I can mute stuff. The good thing is you can get any sort of element from it. I'm not particularly doing this exercise right now with a element in mind that I'm trying to create, like whether it be a percussion loop or a synth or anything like that, but you can get all of those from this. And so it depends where you land on the section of the track. It could sound similar because obviously we are sampling it. But if you find the right pocket where it's a bit frantic, you can get away with it and probably use it straight out off the bat. But then don't forget you can still process it. And I find if you transpose up or down, probably get you away from the original sound source the quickest. I've used it before to chop vocals. Not to mention all these here. We can change the octaves as well. Same as the velocity. They can get full on. You can randomize the whole thing. Now, that's just one track. And I've just done that quickly to show you. But you can hear very quickly, if you get into a pocket, you can mute some steps. You can even like turn the steps up, like from 6 we can go to 12, say. Or you might slice it from beat or region. You can mute. But transposing. See what's possible. Go up, go down. Let's go back to 6. And then also I'd transpose up. Yeah, you might get percussion loop from it. Anyway, that's enough of that track. I'm going to use another one, Kim Gordon, one of my favorite artists from Sonic Youth, I think. Pretty sure. Here's the original track. I'm using this because I love the kick and bass in it. Oh, hang on. In the sunlight, dreaming, wild, love it. Yeah, so you get the gist. So something like this now. If we throw that in, take the transpose back. That's the good thing about using any sound. Like for field recordings, you get a lot of this stuff that sounds like this. This is where percussion can come from. Textures. Like, you know, if you resample that to audio, and then, you know, a bit of EQing, high-end overdrive, you can get perk loops out of it. You know, and that's just something. I know that I've already got overdrive on, but we can add overdrive internally as well. You know, you can resample all of this. Let's transpose it back to 0. See what it's getting us now. So if you're going to use something that has vocals in it, it's going to sound similar. If it's working, I'll just transpose and see if it gets you out of that pocket. Yeah, you can freeze out the audio and go through and drop out what you want. That's nice. And this is the beauty of it too. You can have a bit of a play. You don't have high expectations because we're not really, well, you can have the intention to create a certain element, but if you don't, you can leave it to chance and still have fun because you're going to come across so many wild variations. Excuse me. Some nice bass sounds there from that kick and bass section. And that's the thing too, I would zoom in because then we can, you know, just move the cursor. Random here. Six steps. You get some good bass sounds too. Let's just solo out the kick. Get low perks. That's sick, I'd use that. I'd use that 100%. You know, we've not even done anything yet, really. We're just finding stuff, but past these points, look, I like that section. You know, it still sounds a bit like the original. Go up, go down, get away from it. You know what I mean? You can get away with it. That's sick. I'll use that. Woo! Texture. It's a bit loud, I know, relax. I'd fucking use that off the bat. Good thing is, if you don't like it, before you go and change the sound source, you can change the parameters of Rosa. So you can just flick the random button if you can't be fucked, or you can just hone in a little bit more, be a bit more precise. You can change the octaves velocity, and you can dial in the note amount as well. On top of that, you can go right into the transient and beat region, and same as the warping section of your beats and textures, on top of your processing, like your creative stuff, delay, reverb, whatever. Yeah, that's fucking mad. Let's have a listen to solo. You can get away with that. You know, but then freezing to audio, side chaining it a bit further, manipulating a bit further. You can go anywhere. But lastly, if none of that's working, change the fucking material. So I'm going to now throw in a dance track. It's the same track I used in the masterclass for Home of Sound because it worked really well. And now you'll get to see an insight of how it works with a full techno track, dance track, EDM, whatever you're going to use. Because depending how it turns out, we won't know until we start, it could sound like the original, which is not good. But if you move that cursor around slightly, you might get a really nice pocket, maybe more so for percussion or a percussion top loop, it might even sound like. You'll be able to get away with it because it's not going to sound like the original sound source at all. It's in a different context. It's very frantic. It's very fast moving. And it's only triggering very, very short parts of audio from the original track. But again, if it does, to get away from that between transpose and processing, you'll be able to get away from that original sound source to the ear and be able to use it. So great example. I'll turn the overdrive and delay off. Now it's a techno track, right? EAS, my man, shout out, Manny, fucking legend. So some of it's going to sound like it, right? But you can again with all the parameters that you can fuck with. Like there where the acid sound is, no good because it's part of the original track, right? But there'll be pockets where, and it could be a flick of the random button. It's going to depend on the track. If it's more percussion based, you'd be probably better off, but that's where you can get into the intro and the outro. You know, transposed. You can get nice rolling sounds or, you know, percussive sounds to sort of complement the track as well, the kick. I'll use one of mine as well. Let's do this. Oh, fuck, what happened there? Ah, of course it's glitching, you bastard. Oh, here we go, that's working. You know, quickly you can... It's good if it picks up a percussion note as well, because if it gets the ride, say, and it's a clear ride in the track and it's not too layered and busy, it'll be able to take that sound and then create its own melody for you, like we just heard before. But using other techno tracks, say, I think in this context is good for those rolling rhythms, you know, a bit of distortion. You can really have that crunch and lay that on top of your kick group. Which you're hearing now, it's very subtle. You know, you can get away with shit with that, you know. I mean, that's at 0, but you transpose down. Not to mention we haven't even gotten out an LFO yet to even automate anything. So if we turn all these on, so just hitting random. Come on, you fucker. But here's the thing. You can get away with heaps. You know, I haven't even got the EQ out yet if you really want to make like a rumble sound or a high-end sound as well. So, I'm going to leave it there because I can just keep going doing the same thing. But just fucking try it, please. Throw a full track in there, same as field recordings as well, and just see what comes out. Use a sequencer. You can use Sec8 or anything else that comes with Ableton. I personally love Rosa, as you know, but just try it. Another way you can do it is do exactly what we just did, but record the audio in a resampling audio track, and then you can just go back and pull out hundreds of samples from in your fucking library. And then you got rolling perks, you got some subs, you got whatever you want to then go into and hone properly when you start using it in an actual production section. So, I hope that helped. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe and like. Kick Masterclass, link below. Check it out. Thank you very much. See you next week. Arrivederci.